All right, parents, watching your child melt down before school, struggle to get asleep, or show signs of anxiety can be heartbreaking and frustrating. You're likely wondering if the stress they're experiencing is harming their developing brain and body. And as parents, we really worry like, is the body keeping score? You may have noticed that when your child's under stress, other health challenges come up, right? Digestive issues, focus problems, emotional discomfort, the immune system. Here's what might shock you. Research is showing that 35% of American children experience just stress related health problems. I know stress is a big, like, encompassing word, right? With chronic, childhood stress linked to PTSD, depression, aggression. But what most doctors aren't really looking at or telling you is that not all stress is harmful. Certain types of stress are not only beneficial, but essential to your child's neurological development and resilience. So it's not all bad. Now, conventional medical, they often overlook this crucial distinction and the profound connection between stress and your child's nervous system regulation. So, what most pediatricians will miss, the real root cause of stress related challenges, where it's nervous system dysfunction that can be measured and corrected. With that type of stress, that isn't beneficial, right? So in this video, we really want to look at and understand the neurological difference between good stress and bad stress. Now, beneficial stress, or hormetic stress, as it's called in the medical world, is the short term where it's moderate stress that actually it strengthens your child's nervous system. Similar to how, exercise challenges and muscles grow. Basically, we ask a lot of the body's going to grow and change in a good way in return for that good stress. Now, good stress includes learning new skills, riding a bike, navigating social challenges, moderate physical activity, solving puzzles, things that push your nervous system, push your brain, right? These experiences strengthen neural pathways. They actually enhance what we call vagus nerve function and teach the nervous system to activate appropriately and then recover efficiently. Now, this type of stress is essential for healthy brain development, strengthening neural connections, and then it promotes what we call neuroplasticity. So basically, what these studies show is that when you push the nervous system, when you make it a little bit uncomfortable, right? You push it beyond where it feels like it can go. When you ask a lot of the body then will grow stronger from it. Now, the problem with chronic stress and how it creates nervous system dysfunction is it's not just that stress that is the struggle, but it's the body's reaction to that stress. And that's where chronic stress occurs when the sympathetic nervous system or gas pedal within the brain continuously is activated without the adequate parasympathetic or the contrasting brake pedal to help it recover. This is why, you put a kiddo in a situation, you're like, this shouldn't be that stressful, right? They shouldn't be, they should be able to handle it, and they just can't. So then this good stress, this good learning moment becomes overwhelming. And this creates what we call subluxation or dysautonomia. This is a neurological dysfunction that disrupts the balance between your child's stress response and the recovery system. So, sources of chronic stress for children, I mean, it can include family conflict, academic pressure, developmental readiness, overscheduling, sensory overload, unaddressed health challenges, kind of everything. But oftentimes, if the nervous system isn't balanced, it's going to make these little things feel like bigger things. Children are particularly vulnerable because their brains are forming just all these neural connections every single second. And so these stress induced patterns, they get hardwired and they become ingrained, and they have a bigger response to not so big struggles. So now the perfect storm, that's what we call it, is when you have a bunch of different health challenges that kind of all team up together and they create a storm. And this storm, it often begins before birth when maternal stress, hormones, they cross the placenta, they influence the developing brain, and they affect the nervous system. Birth trauma, interventions, C-section, forceps, vacuum, these extractions, they cause physical stress to an infant's neurospinal system. Now, this actually causes the brain to go more into fight or flight. Then, as children grow, additional stressors just compound these challenges, right? We've got environmental stressors, we've got repeated illnesses, we've got emotional and stress that happen, the drama in life, then all the developmental catch up pressures over time. All of this stress, it leads to subluxation, dysautonomia, and where children's health challenges, really affect the deeper systems of the body: sensory processing, focus issues, emotional regulation, and immune problems. The reason why I'm talking about this is because neurologically focused chiropractic care can really affect things in a positive way. Now, we use scans called insight scans in technology. Those are used to detect and measure subluxation patterns and how the nervous system is actually handling this stress and dysfunction. It helps, really, the body decide, okay, is it overreacting to things? If we can see that, if we can have that objective data, we can know why and how your child's nervous system is struggling. This tells us exactly where the stress has created interference and allows us to bring back that proper nervous system communication and really just relaxation. Now, the way we do this is through gentle, specific, neurologically focused adjustments. It allows balance between that sympathetic and stress side and that parasympathetic rest and relaxation side. When neurological function improves, parents often report significant changes where you see these better sleep, better digestion, easier emotional regulation, enhanced focus, but also an easier response to stress where you can put a kid out in a good stress situation and they actually respond well to it. They actually grow from it and they get stronger from it. So if you feel like this overall stress bucket it isn't working right for your child and these perfect storm, of struggles, this perfect storm stressors that are impacting them, we would love to get to the root cause of it. If you click the link in our bio and learn more, right? We would love to talk more about this stress conversation. We would love to measure their nervous system and really find the root cause of how we can help them handle this good stress better so that they can be healthier and they can thrive. Thank you guys. God bless.